Well, it's a beautiful morning to you, Lagos, and beautiful morning to the rest of the world as well. Welcome to VOP this morning. I'm Moses Humphrey.
And I'm Esther Nwachukwu. Moses, you look good this morning.
So do you.
Thank you.
Well, today on the show, we'll be looking at two major topics, and Tinubu considering temporary subsidy on petrol as landing cost rises, plus Nigeria's inflation hits 24.08% as food prices rises. These are the two topics of discussion this morning. In the meantime, we would like for you to subscribe to our page on YouTube. Tell your friends to do same. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People TV. And on other social media platforms, it is at VOP TV Live.
All right, first off, we'll be heading into what the front pages are saying this morning, and it's quite an interesting one if we look at what are in the front pages. So we'll start off with the Guardian newspaper, where the major headline there is FG in deregulation dilemma as 24% inflation worsens poverty. Okay, that is the major headline on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. And we have above that particular headline, manufacturing firms' profitability down by 35% in the first quarter amid soaring OPEX. We also have Nigerians may wait longer for Tinubu's cabinet despite hasty screening. That's on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And then of course we also heard that, on the front page there, we'll maintain petrol price without subsidy reversal, says Tinubu. That's on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. We have pedestrians flee as miscreants take over footbridges in Lagos. Fresh concerns over cost relevance of NYSC scheme in lean times. You see details of that story on pages 4 of the Guardian newspaper. Also, FG applies to withdraw firearm charge against Emefiele. Quite an interesting one when I saw that story yesterday.
And then 20 more. 20 more charges. It's interesting.
It's interesting. Those are the major headlines on the front page of the Guardian newspaper this morning.
It felt like we've tried this one, it didn't work. Let's try another one. That's what it felt like. Oh well, about maintaining the petrol price, one would wonder, is it market forces determining the price of fuel, which is what it's supposed to be if subsidy is removed? It's the market forces, but it seems like the federal government is actually the one determining.
You still don't get it, Moses. The federal government, I don't think they understood the enormity of what was on ground when they came on board. So they didn't have a strategy. So you called yesterday, they said Kenya too did partial subsidy.
Yes.
So it was ironical when the president now said, we're going to implement partial subsidy. When the 1 trillion naira was saved last month, why wasn't that considered immediately rather than the whole sharing 8,000 naira to households? And secondly, they knew that if petrol should increase to 720 naira per litre, Labour don't vex, so we're down in tools. And they knew they would get the support of the people.
At this time.
Exactly.
Oh, well, let's go over to the Punch newspaper now. From the Punch newspaper, the banner headline here is 6.9 billion naira procurement fraud. Federal government arraigns Emefiele. Allies, Thursday. CBN procurement director, 6 others to testify against ex-Apex Bank governor. Suspended CBN governor allegedly bought 100 vehicles through employees. Underneath that one, there's a pictorial, and it has the rider. One dies, others missing as oil rig collapses in Delta. Okay. When you go further down, we have a Niger ambush, I beg your pardon. Niger ambush, Tinubu mourns soldiers. NAF vows to pound bandits. And then when you look, we have a Abia woman arrested for stealing friend's 1-month-old baby. Warri Itakpe train derails. NRC suspends operations. All right. Now you go further up. You have Niger, ECOWAS tightens sanctions. Junta demands power supply. EFC demands.
All right. I have to smile there.
Okay. EFCC goes after dollar speculators, CBN slashes banks allocation. We also have FG may sell stakes in NNPC, 19 entities. FG may sell stakes.
Who are those that own the NNPC? Is NNPC not for Nigerians? And you're saying they may sell stakes in NNPC. Who are the 19 entities?
Well, we'll wait to find out. And we do hope they don't sell it.
We have very interesting government. I'll tell you. Another thing that made me laugh was when they said suspended CBN governor allegedly bought 100 vehicles through employees. You know, when the DSS kept him in custody for a long time, I think for almost 2 or 3 weeks, before he now wrote to the court and said, if these guys don't have charges against me, please, I need to be on bail. So it was like they needed time to go through. They needed something tangible to retain him in their custody.
Personally, I have no love for Emefiele.
I don't think you're the only person. Everyone.
Because the policies he took made Nigerians go through a lot of suffering.
That's true.
But if you're one who cares about the rule of law, you will be worried as to how things are going, how things are panning out. If you're and the attitude of our security agencies, where they arrest first and then they start to investigate, is worrisome.
It's true.
It's worrisome. True. We expect that investigations should be ongoing. On the ground. You can even plant moles. You can plant moles that will feed you with intel. So when you're picking up, you know you have enough information to prosecute.
Tangible evidence that immediately you can, you turn that at the court, if at all it comes to that. It's like I said, it's Nigeria. It's almost like anything goes. All right, and then we also have on the Nation newspaper this morning, major headline, Tinubu, petrol price won't go up, subsidy removal stays. Wow, but okay, maybe it's just this headline. Okay, let's see that. We also have above the masthead, survival wage soon for Nigerian speaker assures, and that story is on page 3 of the Nation newspaper. We also have on page 5 of the Nation newspaper, Tinubu inherited terrible economic crisis. Okay, and you see that on page 5 of the Nation newspaper, and I think that statement was made by Adams Oshomole. We also have federal government files first charges against Emefiele in Abuja. You see that on pages 3 of the Nation newspaper. And high food prices first push inflation to 24.08%. That's on page 7. It's not surprising for inflation to go up. Hello, have you seen what we're going through? The subsidy removal is shaking every nook and cranny. So the inflation figures now is expected. But Mercy, they said it's the highest in 10 years. The highest so far that Nigeria has recorded in 10 years. It's a worrisome development.
Of course, it is a worrisome development, and economists are, projecting an increase in the future if something isn't done.
That's true.
If something isn't done, if the dollar continues to fall, if the naira, beg your pardon, come on, if the naira continues to fall against the dollar, then the inflation in Nigeria will continue to go up.
But my question is, what actually makes, who is determining why the naira gets weakened?
Well, the CBN right now is accusing speculators. Speculators are those who project and for personal gains. Yes, they do some projections. They do some holding back.
They hoard it.
Yes, and then to do all of that for personal gains. If the CBN actually goes after them, like it has said, it would do, then they should have some sort of balance.
They mentioned them. The president in his live broadcast said, the elite or the elite. You know what these guys, if you don't say anything, we will just keep on suffering. And imagine the ECOWAS saying they are going to follow through sanctions on Niger junta. I don't know how true that is, because based on the last dialogue that they had, the idea was to come together and have a combat force. Nigerians have been asking questions to say, you have not resolved your own, security situation here. What force do you want to start sending down to Niger?
Well, the thing is, let me speak on the side of let me be a different voice this morning. Yes, it's not it's not a Nigeria thing, really. Let's look at it. It's an ECOWAS thing. Nigeria is only championing this because the president of Nigeria is the chairman of ECOWAS. So Nigeria is at the forefront of this. So if troops are being sent to Niger, it's yes, Nigeria will contribute the larger number of troops.
Because they're the largest amongst the ECOWAS community.
Yes, but then we would have other countries as well who agreed to this arrangement, putting in their own people as well. It's going to be a combined force, but we hope it doesn't get to that.
It doesn't get to that. I hope too that it doesn't get to that. That's all we have on the Nation newspaper this morning.
All right, so we do have one more stop before we wrap up this part of the show. We'll be going to the Daily Trust now. Daily Trust has its banner headline, "Families Cry Out as Food Prices Hit Rooftop."
Wow, it's not surprising to see that.
Bags of rice, maize, beans, sugar, garri on weekly increase. Well, if you want to buy for Christmas, you should start now.
I make sure that it doesn't get spoiled.
I just got myself a bag, actually. And I do hope it lasts till Christmas.
Till Christmas. Including garri and beans. Don't forget that. You need to balance
I'll get those ones later. Inflation eroding capital base, traders. Experts seek suspension of tariff. Others, Kogi, Lagos, Bayelsa pay more. Inflation hits 24.08%. On top of the banner headline, we have Niger. ECOWAS insists on sanctions as Northern elders demand withdrawal. After Tinubu CBN governors meeting, dollar crashes to 790 naira at parallel market. Terrorists claim responsibility for helicopter crash. NAF investigates. All right. You were saying something about a video earlier in this regard.
So you mean to tell me that the Nigerian military did not know that it was bandits
that
crashed it down?
They are investigating. So let's
as of yesterday, they made it seem like it was just an ordinary crash.
Well, let's wait for them to conclude the investigation and tell us what we hope. No, All right. President rules out plans to restore petrol subsidy hike price. MSMEs, BOI partners, Rivers to launch 4 billion naira matching fund. Ex-Kaduna commissioners want Tinubu to reconsider Rufai as minister. I thought he said he was no longer interested.
Well, after all, a lot of people said no, we don't want somebody who has been religiously divisive, ethnically divisive. There are a couple of issues against him, and when you have a majority not wanting him to be their minister, it's normal. I mean, he took the high tide by saying, okay, I've tendered my resignation, I will serve from another angle. But however, he mentioned a replacement. He said he mentioned somebody that could take his position. So I really don't know what the clamor is all about, because maybe the president will have to consider the person that Rufai said would replace him, and then he can serve in any other capacity that the president needs him to serve. Now,
you read a headline at the beginning, the very first paper.
That's Guardian.
Yes, that Nigerians will have to wait longer because in spite of the hasty screening,
yes, wait longer for the formation of the president's cabinet.
Yes, so maybe some consultations are still ongoing. Yeah, so there's a possibility we might see some additions. And if some additions are made and the clamor by the Igbos for more representatives are not included, then I think Nigerians should be worried.
Moses, let me ask you, I need your objective response.
No, I can't.
I don't need your diplomatic response. You know why I ask? If you're campaigning for something and you had a majority of people who voted for you and a couple of people did not vote for you, when you eventually clinch that position, are you going to give, who would you kind of favor? Wouldn't you favor the people who voted for you first?
When you say favor, then it becomes difficult to answer.
Why?
But then when you look at the fact that one, there's a federal character in the country, there's and then there's also a saying that keep your friends closer, but your enemies keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Well, I don't think the president is considering like this. For example, what is Wike doing there?
We don't know what he's considering, really.
But that's from the ministerial list that you see there. That's it. It actually tells you what he's
All
considering.
right then. All right then. Well, that's all we have for you from the dailies this morning. Just a few papers that we were able to touch on this morning. Well, we'll be going on to the other part of the show now. Now, there might be a change of mind after all, as President Bola Tinubu considers temporary subsidy on petrol as cost rises. Well, he said in some papers that no, subsidy isn't coming back, but is temporary subsidy coming back? We'll wait to see.
Find out.
Well, this is a conversation we'll be having when we come back.